The Wandering Tavern is 15 layers of corruption, gambling, exotic restaurants, hotels, expansive workstations, and buzzing accommodations. Amongst these are 23 unique locations that range from lavish establishments down to the city's seedy underbelly. I've got detailed battle maps of the entire floating metropolis. As the sun sets, shadowy forms seep from dark corners to materialise throughout the Wandering Tavern. Luckily, I was able to collect scathing testimonies from over 30 NPC patrons and staff, and even the lingering spirits of the deceased. The Wandering Tavern, available now at hatdebuilder.com.
Hi, my name's Yasmin and I'm the DM.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale and she is a sorceress from the province of Nephalia.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Ogvar Shawfort, a goat-herding, mushroom-seeking ranger from Kessig.
Hi, I'm Rick, and I play Otto, a spring sage from Hanweir sworn to the land, wandering the plain and setting wrongs to right with his ursine companion, Bojo.
Fancy spherical finds, with their properties now known, had been assigned and affixed to the hilts of Esther's slender, dark, red-bladed dueling sword, giving it some extra spark, and to Ogvar's axe, affording him an extra show of force. Evening enveloped the tower, and the party parted company in an effort to attend to personal business. Elora elected to shape up extended schematics for the ship, and Otto set to the task of identifying some of his seeds. Later, Otto forged ahead with further work to their flying fortress from the schematics for the ship that the sorceress had produced, and in the meantime, Ogvar had pondered over how to best protect and preserve his mushroom collective. The tired team turned in for a sound sleep all around, and upon the dawning of a new day, the companions cornered Jenrick for a chat. Inquiries into the metallic-looking tower lurking below the surface of the lagoon left a lasting impression, and raised the eyebrows of those who still had some, but all, including the wily old wizard, were, to say the least, slightly sceptical of its secret activation password of Codswallop. Episode 163, The Briny Break-In.
So who wants to start off with a quick recap of last session's events? Because I don't remember what happened.
Right, I had it
I
somewhere.
can give you Ogvar's very short version.
Go on, you go with yours.
I can start and someone can fill in the gaps. Collected the orbs and the meat from the birds and some feathers. Elora and Esther go to Seagraft and look for Paul's grave. They didn't find it. Must have been buried in the mass grave. Then we had a bit of a debacle about putting balls in bags. And then we took them. We need to stay at Jenrick's a few more days. Oh yeah, and Paul cooks us a chicken sandwich. Jenrick asks Jenrick to identify the orbs. Got the details on them.
Yep.
He also helps identify what the bird was. It was a rock. Elora goes to the workshop to draw up some ship plans.
I thought you said some shit plans then.
Well, I haven't seen the quality of them yet, so they still might be.
Well, they took me ages. They certainly weren't shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Take that back.
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a rock.
It was a mutated rock.
Oh, yeah.
It was a
mutated. Yep. Sorry, continue.
You were right. It was a rock of sorts.
A rock of sorts.
Yeah,
It was
a
a
rock
pebble.
of ages.
With wings. No, the pebbles are back on the island, apparently.
It was stoned.
I can't throw anything at her, guys. I'm going to have to rely on you to do this, okay? There was a list of them all. We ID'd all of your mushrooms.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got them written down.
And
Yeah.
there was a very, very important thing to do with the tower that we went to go and have a look at.
Yes.
Yes, after breakfast we found Jenrick in the library, asked him about the tower in the cavern, and he told us it was his prototype tower of a fortress. I forgot the word that he actually used, a something or other fortress. His prototype tower that he used to live in before he created his current tower. And if we swim down, apparently the command word is codswallop.
So I believe we're on day 3 or day 4?
4.
Day 4. So I've currently got down. So you would have spent some more time fixing up the ship overnight. Which I need to mark off another one on the tracker. There we go. So that's fine. Right, excellent. And I believe
We'd started off down the cavern tunnel, hadn't we? Back into the caverns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we reach the actual cavern itself, or did we not reach that yet?
I think we did. So we talked about the two walkways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mentioned, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
I guess pick it up from there, and I can't remember where it exactly left off.
Okay. Right. All ready, all happy to go.
Always happy, as.
Yeah.
Yes, because we said the plant matter was still all over the top of the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely got down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all happy, we're all good to go, yeah?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
So stood in this cavern, you have these 2 walkways, you have this plant master which is formed a thick crust. You can see halfway kind of through the hole in the plant crust, you can see the slowly decaying corpse of this dragon eel, and it does smell quite fishy. It's quite a pungent smell, like fish left out too long. It's quite nasty, really. And as you walk along, you reach roughly the centre of the cavern, which is where you thought you had seen the tower. You're able to open up a hole or expand a hole which is already there. And looking down, you can indeed see, I think it was 10 foot. Let me just check my notes on this one. That was a long time ago now. So roughly 10 foot below the surface of the water, you can see what looks to be kind of silvery or at least metal, kind of grey metal coloured castellations, and part of what you now know to be an instant fortress.
Very exciting. So we did look at options. You said you had a good way to go underwater yourself. Laura had a good way to explore.
I can go underwater. I can breathe underwater. And I'm not too bad at swimming. Not an expert, but I'm not quite sure. I presume that we just get down there, do we, and touch it? And I'm not quite sure. He wasn't entirely clear, was he? But then, anybody else got any ideas?
I think going down and touching it might work. Do you think we have to say the word while underwater?
Can I speak whilst underwater? It'll probably come out as I need to check my sheet. I need to double check my sheet. Hang on a minute. It's a.
Let's just hope it's a very understanding tower.
It's a feat called aquatic breath, +1 to cast water spells, 3rd level or higher. Breathe in air or water. so I can breathe. Well, perhaps if I could try and speak, whether it would understand me, I don't know. I could try.
With that accent, no one knows.
Well, thanks for that. That's a vote of confidence.
I should give it a go. Someone's got to.
Yes, I think you're the person for the job, Laura. I think you can do the breathing down there, and I can't.
Well, I'm kind of familiar with the water. I've been in it once. Right, she starts to strip off at the side. She's going to take her cloak off and drop it on the deck, kind of drop it on the walkway. She's going to take off any of the loose clothing to save getting soaking wet. She'll take off her boots. She'll probably strip down to underwear because she's not going to end up soaking wet. She's already been through this process once already. So once she's down to the skimpies, she'll be just go to the edge of the walkway, and she'll just hang off the walkway and just bloop, drop off the edge of it into the water.
Okay. Make me a fortitude save, please.
Oh shit. I hate this. So not fair. Oh my god, that is a 3 on the dice plus a 7 for a total of 10, so really average.
Yeah, okay, you jump in. The water is fucking freezing. It's a cave. There is absolutely no sunlight or anything warming this water. You jump in and you immediately lose all of the air in your lungs, which is quite possibly a good thing because your next inhale, you suck in a ton of water, but you're able to breathe perfectly fine. So, you don't just start drowning, but it is bloody cold. Bloop, bloop, bloop. As she starts to sink, she's going to briefly fight for breath, flap and splash about a bit in her initial panic, but after that, everything equalises with her lungs and everything, and she just starts to gently allow herself. She uses her hands to kind of move the water movement up, which helps to weight her down a little bit and push her down through the water. That's great. Roll initiative.
Oh no!
Sake!
Oh no!
Oh my god! Right. Okay, that's a 6 plus an 8 for a total of 14.
I was taking the piss, but if you really want to go that hard.
Oh god! I hate this woman. She's terrible. Swine.
There's another dragon eel.
No.
He had a friend.
It had a mate.
Yeah. Oh god.
And it's lonely.
Yeah, that was just the baby we saw before, right?
Yeah,
It's true.
Carletta.
Oh, it's terrible. No. Okay. So she starts to drop below the surface, and then she's going to flip over and swim down towards the top of these castellations, and see what she can see if she can get a handhold on them to just hold herself down there while she decides how to approach this.
Yeah, you approach the tower, and you aren't accustomed to seeing underwater. It's very dark down here. The only real illumination you have is this shaft of light which filters down through the water from above. So other than that, it's quite dark. So you reach the top of the tower. You're able to put a hand on the castellations, and yeah, they are solid. They are actually metal. You can feel the grain under your fingers. It's slightly slimy, slightly covered with algae and other kind of plant matter. You can spot where some not corals, because actually yeah, you can probably spot some corals which have started to grow up the side of it. Definitely things like barnacles, and overall it just looks kind of well worn. You can see places where perhaps where there's a metal rivet, and you can see that kind of dirty orange brown streak where it started to rust slightly. There's that bit of surface rust on the top. And yeah, are you just swimming all the way down to the bottom?
No, she's going to go down as far as the castellations, I think.
Okay.
Can she cast light? Will the light travel through the water if she casts light to give herself some extra illumination?
Yeah, I mean, you can cast light. Is it a somatic spell?
No. Verbal. It's verbal in her case. So I think she would go.
Well, this would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So she's going to attempt to cast light. So this will be an initial test, and she'll go light.
Okay, I want you to make me a...
Actually, that's not what she'd say. Bear with me. Hang on. That's not what she'd say at all. I can't even find it. Hang on. Lumina. There you go. She's attempting to say Lumina.
Okay, I want you to make me a performance check with a disadvantage. So roll twice and take the lowest value.
Performance. Okay. Well, that was an 8 and a 3 with a 5, so that's an 8 in total. It wasn't great.
Okay. So, yeah, your spell. And something does happen. But it's not what you expect would happen. There is a brief blinding flash of light before the spell stutters out. And both of you, or everyone stood on the surface, so Otto, Ogvar and Esther, you are looking down this hole. It is probably about 5 foot by 5 foot. It's like a round circular hole. And you're looking down, and Laura's just kind of ploop into there and disappeared from view. You can kind of see her pasty white ass disappearing as she flips over and starts swimming down. But as you watch, you look at this hole, you see this bright flash of light, and it is this kind of effect where you've got the plant crust and there's like a whooah kind of big beam of light shoots out of the hole. You're momentarily blinded before it fades away and there is no more light. Elora, you do not have any illumination.
Okay. She's going to sort of shake her head a little bit, blink a few times between the water and everything else in her eyes, salt water. She's going to attempt to go over the top of the castellations and swim down the side of the actual tower, using it as a feeling point as she goes, because obviously the deeper she goes, the less she'll be able to see. I would imagine it'll be gradually dimming. Can she find an opening?
Okay.
Can she even determine how deep this thing might go?
Yeah, so you start swimming down. You've gone down 10 foot to get to the castellations, so you're already quite deep. You start moving your way down the side of the tower. Roll me a d4, please.
Yep, know what's coming now. Oh,
It's Carl's grieving widow, Carletta.
it's 1.
Okay. You start moving down the side of the tower. You do encounter some what are clearly arrow nooks, and you kind of put your hand in them and you can use them to propel yourself forward. But you descend, and you double the distance that you initially descended. So you match the distance you initially descended, so you've gone down 20 foot, and there's no end in sight. You go forwards further. You've doubled the distance that you've initially travelled. You're now down 30 foot. You cannot see... You can see perhaps a foot in front of you through the gloom, but you can't see the base of this tower. Are you proceeding down? You're not going to have any issues with making a swim check or making, struggling for your breath, because you can breathe underwater. It's not comfortable, it's quite painful actually, this salt water kind of pushing in and out of your lungs, and you can tell it's probably not going to be a pleasant experience when you get back onto dry land either.
I think she would stop again. Obviously still got her hands on the side of the tower. She would give it, I think, one more attempt to... She would try the command word. Although she suspects that it probably won't go any better. So she will just face the tower, place both her hands on it, and attempt to say...
Yeah, okay, you do that, and nothing happens.
She kind of nods to herself, and at that point she's going to put her hand into one of the arrow slit holes. She's going to give herself a good push up, and she's going to swim back to the surface.
Okay, yeah. As the three of you on the surface watch, you've probably been there for a good 20 minutes now, 20-30 minutes. And out of the gloom, you see a figure rapidly rising. It has what looks to be stringy green hair, and a pasty appearance. And as it emerges from the water, you think, "Oh shit, it's a monster." No, it's not. It's just
sea hag.
It's just
Sea hag,
Alora.
you cheeky shit!
It's just Alora, and you can see that she's got a big clump of seaweed on her head like a wig, which is giving this kind of stringy green appearance to her hair.
Yeah, she's going to rip that off her head, and she's fucking throwing it at Ogvar.
Oh, can I make a reflex save?
Go for it.
Can I make an... Can I... Yeah, she's aiming right at him.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 4 and a plus 12 to that, so a 16.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be enough to avoid it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Laura, you scared me there.
Did you buy the DM a bag of sweets? I bet you did, didn't you?
For an apple.
I think while these things are being
Just better.
thrown around, I think Otto will just meaningfully clear his throat and perhaps offer a blanket, given that Elora's been under the water for a little bit and isn't wearing a lot.
Yeah, she's going to reach her hand up, just hold her hand up for somebody to give her a hand back out of the water, because she's going to reach up to the walkway and just hold her hand out.
Yeah, give her a
Yeah,
hand.
I mean, I'd imagine you're probably standing on the plank crust at this point. The plank crust is solid, so you can just stand on it. You don't have to stand on the
Climb
walkway.
up onto it. Okay, right, we should have climbed up onto that and then walked onto the walkway.
But at the mention of throwing up, can you make me a Constitution save, please?
Constitution
So,
save.
Fortitude save.
A fortitude, thank you, yeah. That is a 10 plus a 7 for 17.
Yeah, okay. You start coughing particularly hard as you start coughing up the water in your lungs. And you can feel your lungs, almost the membranes kind of changing to take the water, to taking air again. Part of your inherent bloodline abilities. So yeah, you can transition over to air fairly smoothly.
Okay, I think she'd be sat on the walkway with her legs dangling over and like take the offer of having the blanket draped round her by Otto, and she'd kind of half turn and say to them, I couldn't see much. It's very gloomy down there. My light spell didn't work. Obviously, I can't speak properly, so nothing is responding. I did try the activation word, but the command word, but that didn't work either. Nothing happened. I couldn't see the bottom. I went down probably about 30 foot, roughly, at a guess. It's cold down there. I think this is going to need somebody who can go down much deeper and maybe find... I don't know whether it's dry inside the thing. Was there windows in it? Did she notice there was windows in it, or was she just getting hold of ledges? Did there seem to be things in the openings, or were the openings open to the inside of the tower?
You could tell there weren't windows per se, but there were arrow slits, clearly where someone inside would knock an arrow, and they were open. You could get your hand in to move yourself around.
And it wasn't dry inside?
Have you been inside?
No, but she would have put her hand through to grab hold of the sills and stuff to push herself up, maybe.
No, they're arrow slits. You can't jam a hand in. They're designed for an arrow only.
Right. Okay.
They're not big windows. They are like medieval arrow slits. They are literally wide enough for an arrow to get through.
Okay. Somebody might need to. Otto, can you turn yourself into your octopus or a squid or some fish or something? Could you go down and see if you can get? I don't know whether it's dry inside.
Well, I was.
It's magical, so I don't.
I was going to offer, but you seem to be having so much fun.
I'd laugh if you were funny.
Did you want to try anything first, Ogvar?
Well, I don't know how much I can offer at this moment. My only thought would be, is there a way of getting the water out? Because we came up when we came into the cave, we came up. So we're above the sea level. Can the water go away?
Well, let's find out, shall we? I apologise in advance for any unpleasant noises. And
So what you're saying is you want him to look for a bath plug?
Well, yes, I assume so. Like, it might be a bit bigger than that.
Like a tub plug?
Otto's
Has anybody seen an anchor
ignore this
chain?
banter at this point, and he is going to turn into his giant octopus form. Saying he's done a couple of times.
Excellent. It's giving me flashbacks already.
Clapbacks, you mean?
Oh! That's,
Very good.
it just gets worse, doesn't it? It's all downhill from here, isn't
It's
it?
haunting me more than Paul does.
So, using the DM's own description from several sessions ago, Otto will start plapping his way across the surface of the plant matter, and since he's got these very long tentacles, and it might be that the word itself is just not being said properly, Otto's just going to reach down through this plant matter with these very long tentacles to touch the top of the tower and try and say codswallop while on the surface.
How long are your
long are his-
tentacles?
Tentacles!
More than 10 feet.
And that's not a euphemism, let's not go there.
Okay, yeah, you say the word perfectly legibly, with perfect diction. Codswallop. Nothing happens.
I think it's broken. Hey. Okay. Alright. I guess I have to get wet then. So Otto is going to just snake into the water and try and find these. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It's going to be one of those sessions. All right. He's going to sneak into the water and go looking for these arrow slits that were mentioned.
Yeah, okay. You can very easily swim down, and you travel down about 20 foot, and you're able to encounter the first of these arrow slits.
So, given what octopuses are like, can he make his way within it? By compressing and squeezing through bit by bit?
On this occasion, I'm going to say no, because the arrow slits are incredibly small. They are literally, maybe 18 inches high, a couple of inches wide, and you are a big octopus, I'm guessing.
At the moment, yes. But if that does seem to be the case, because normally the only thing that would stop, I believe, an octopus going through the size of its beak, perhaps he could turn into a much smaller octopus, maybe a baby one, and sneak in. If he's not fitting, that'll be attempt number 2. Just make himself very, very little and try and sneak in that way.
Okay, so are you attempting that, sorry?
Yes.
Okay, you make yourself into a teeny tiny little octopus. And you attempt to slip through this arrow slot.
Yeah.
You get a certain way in before you encounter what feels like a solid wall, as you can go no further.
Can I press myself up against it to look within?
Do you have dark vision?
No, not at the moment.
Then no. You can press yourself up against it, but you see nothing.
Okay, well, at least we know there's no light sources within. In which case, I know that Alora mentioned she was swimming down before, but perhaps a little bit more comfortable in the water. I'm going to swim down and down and down. In fact, I'll do it like a spiral motion, looking for a larger entrance or door that might otherwise allow access.
Okay, so you go down, and with no dark vision, you have the same thing. You get to about 30 foot under the surface, and you only have about a foot's worth of field of view. There are some areas which are more illuminated. When you go to the far side of the tower in this spiralling motion, you can see even less because this is on the opposite side from where the hole is in the plant crust at the top. When you are on the side where the hole is, you've obviously got more light. But as you spiral down, you continue going down and down and down. And it is only until you reach a depth of about 30 foot that you can feel and see the floor below you. As you spiral around the tower, you come to a door. There is very clearly a door, an arched door, which is shut fast. And can you make me a spot check, please, with a disadvantage? So roll twice, take the lowest.
Yes, one moment. Well, one was a natural 20, which is disappointing. but not so disappointing. The other is a 17, which plus 18 is 35.
Oh, okay, that'll do.
I don't know. It might not.
Damn that disadvantage.
That's pretty good. As you reach the door, you've got around this spiralling motion. So you've come around the far side of the tower, and then on your left is the door. And it's not on the far side, it's kind of... If you took it, as you're looking at it, you've got the shaft of light on the right hand side, you've got the dark side of the tower on the left. This door is on the facing side. So it's not in the light, it's not in the dark, it's kind of in this mid-zone. But you encounter this door, you run a tentacle over it, it is solid. You can't even find a handle for this door. But what you do...
Is a keyhole? Sorry. My apologies, carry on. My apologies.
What you do find, however, is a small wooden sign. Very traditional little wooden sign, made of planks, which looks like it's been hammered into the dirt near the door.
There we go.
I shall make my way over to it and use my little tentacles to try and see if there's enough indentations, maybe work out what it's saying, see if there's enough light on it.
Yeah. What should we say? Make me an investigation check, please. Again, disadvantaged because you don't have great sight.
I am going to query that. We don't have investigation here. Is that going to be another spot check?
Oh, do we not have an investigation check?
We'll gather information.
That's 5e.
Yeah, that's
it's
that's
5e.
normally trying to get information out of people, I think. I may be wrong. That's
Give me 1 second.
Is this... Can I just ask, is this advantage, disadvantage creeping in from 5e, is this something that we're going to be using?
So I did do that
On
a
and
couple
off.
of sessions ago.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
That it's something that we're going to be, because obviously if you start going, well, you've got this situation, that's going to be a -2 penalty, and that's going to be a -2 penalty, and that's going to be a -2 penalty. You can keep on stacking up penalties and going, oh, well, you don't have sight, -2, this, like, and then you've just got a bunch of minuses. At that point, it's easy to just say, roll and take the lowest. So that's what we've started to do.
Fine.
There may be certain
That makes
situations
sense.
where if you say, I want to target this part of the creature's specifically, that will still incur a -2 penalty. But if you're saying to me, right, I've got no vision, I want to try and see something, I'm probably just going to say, yeah, just roll twice, take the lowest, because that's going to be the easiest method, instead of me trying to calculate how many penalties you get as per the situation.
Just keeping it simple.
Okay, cool.
Like it.
So
Yeah. And did you say this was about 30 feet down?
this is about 40
It must have been
foot.
over 30. Oh, 40 foot down. Okay, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So
Not much further than I went. Okay.
a search check will do then in that case, please.
Also a disadvantage, did you say?
Disadvantaged, yeah.
This is going to go less well. But, I mean, high numbers are 9, lows are 7, so not too bad there, but the +3 from search is going to let me down. 10 in total.
Okay, you run your little tentacles all over the sign. Your little suckers going pop, 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 pop as they travel over the wood, which is degraded. You can feel a couple of barnacles, and if you want a snack, you can pry them off and munch on them. Absolutely. You can tell that there is indentation. You can follow words, but these words are clearly carved in quite small print, so you can't really. You're not going to be able to read them per se.
Okay, that's fair. If I swim down to the bottom of this sign, you say it's sort of pushed into the ground. Is it just like a wooden stake pushed into the ground?
Yeah, exactly. It is like when you go around and you're looking at estate agents selling houses. It's like a stake they've just knocked in. It's just, yeah.
No,
it's
that's
a stake.
Absolutely fine. That's great. So he's going to sort of mentally shrug. If you want, you can imagine all these 8 tentacles slowly shrugging in the middle of the water. And he's going to turn to another big octopus, giant one again, and use all that extra leverage to try and pull this thing, wriggle it loose, with the intention of taking it back up to the top so we can just read it in the bloody light.
Yeah, 100%. You start wiggling it, and you can see your visibility drastically decreases as you start wiggling it, and the bits of silt and dirt start pushing up and filling the area with this silty suspension. But yeah, you're able to hoik it out the ground, and yeah, you can take it back up to the surface.
And I shall present it with great grandeur.
Yeah. You appear out of the hole with this sign held aloft, triumphant in your return. And yeah, there's a bloody great big octopus with a sign.
I think I shall wave it around for a moment and then just plant it firmly in the top of the crust and see if it's enough to keep it stuck there.
Yeah, you plant it and it kind of tilts over at a 45-degree angle, but it doesn't go any further.
Then I shall just...
Has he surfaced up somewhere near where Alora is currently sat on the edge of the walkway?
Well, it depends where you've sat. I'm assuming you've sat near the hole.
Yeah, I mean, she'd just be sat with her legs dangling over pretty much where she came up.
If your feet are dangling in the water, I may reach up and tickle your feet on the way up.
No, absolutely not. No, that's grim.
Alora will just reach down slightly, grab this sign, and pick it up, hold it in both hands, and read it aloud. What does it say?
This is a sign. No, it doesn't.
Oh, fuck off!
No, it doesn't.
Can I pick up the sign and throw it at the DM, please?
If you can throw it that far, yeah. How many Jagneels do you want to fight? No, it doesn't say this is a sign. What it actually says is it looks to be a kind of hand-carved note almost, or a reminder. And it says, passwords. Open.
Oh, God.
Open. What's bought by the yard and worn by the foot. Closed. What begins with an E and only contains one letter.
Hang on, you need to go back on.
I will,
I'm trying to
I will.
write this down.
Yeah. So essentially what you can infer from this is Jenrick has written himself a riddle reminder, because the password is clearly not Codswallop.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might be the case.
So,
he wasn't too sure when we asked him.
the password for open is what's bought by the yard and worn by the foot.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all happy?
Yep. Yep.
Hold on. Bought by the yard, worn.
By the foot.
By the foot. Yep.
Okay. And closed, what begins with an E and only contains one letter.
E and only contains one letter.
And there you go, the floor is yours.
Are we going to do this in character or out of character?
I'll read it in character. I'll just read it in characters if I'd read it out. So Laura holds it with both hands. She holds it up and she reads passwords. Open. What's bought by the yard and worn by the foot. Closed. What begins with an E and only contains one letter. Oh, this is Jenrick with his riddles again, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
I wasn't too sure. When he said the password was Codswallop, he didn't sound very sure then, but... Oh, okay. What's bought by the yard and worn by the foot? What's bought by the yard, worn by the foot? Well, what's worn by the foot? It's a shoe, isn't it? Laura's not good at these.
I do believe I may have a small idea.
Oh, go ahead.
Not that it's going to help much because it's the closed one, not the open one.
Well, it doesn't matter, but carry on. Anything's good.
I do believe that might be envelope.
Oh,
I think that's
good.
Very good.
That's very good. That's very good.
Whereas
And what's bought by the yard and worn by the foot?
That one I'm not so sure on.
What's worn by the foot?
well,
What you buy by the yard?
Oh, I don't know.
Rope?
I wear boots on my feet. Socks. What's bought by the yard and worn by the foot? This is going to be so obvious.
Mate, I don't know. Maybe carpet. A rug.
Rug, carpet.
You buy a long rug and then you wear it out by walking on it.
Ah,
I think you've got that
yeah.
bang on.
I think you have got it.
I think you've got
I think
both of
you're right.
those.
Yeah, I think you have got both. Yep.
Did you want to
Okay.
try and do the honours? Do you fancy a little swim? I can take you down.
I can try, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk underwater
Ah,
or breathe.
it seems a shame
It's right, he
that,
can-
It's very-
you should find the answers and not be able to make the way down. But I think both of those are probably correct. They both have the ring of truth.
How long does
If I get it wrong, are you going to still let me come back up and not leave me down there?
I promise. Do you want to try?
I can certainly give it a go.
Okay. You're going to get a little bit wet, but I'll go in the water ready for you. Because I haven't changed shape at all.
Can you hold your breath? Can you hold your breath, Ogvar? Yeah, no, I meant underwater.
I'll breathe out. Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah,
But
give it a go.
once I speak under there, I need to come up pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Well, unless it's dry inside.
certainly try. Should we give it a go?
We should. I think that would be a fine thing.
Okay.
Okay, so is that your course of action?
Yeah, I suppose.
That didn't sound very sure. Okay, so Otto, can I have your Constitution score, please?
As a octopus.
Oh, sorry, not Otto. Sorry, Ogvar. Apologies.
My modifier for my Constitution.
Give me both your full score and your Constitution modifier.
Okay. Well, my Constitution score is 11, and my modifier is 0.
Oh,
Brilliant.
This is going to go so well.
almost worth it.
I've said it. Said it now.
Yikes. Okay.
Do you like to put on like some water wings? Oh, but hold on.
Hello.
I don't know if this is going to help any difference. Ogvar does have endurance feat, which means he doesn't get tired of like swimming or stuff like that. I can't remember the full details. I'll have to look it up. It's a feat.
Okay. So that
Does it sound like it might help?
no, that probably won't help you with holding
Okay,
your breath.
I won't look.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run this in a round by round basis. So Otto, if I can have your speed, please.
Swim speed is 30 feet.
Okay.
Sorry, actually, if that's going to be an issue, I do have a couple of first level spells to help with this, so I will cast Snowshoes, which gives me a plus 10%, plus 10 foot move in any form, regardless of the type of movement I'm using.
Okay, so it brings you up to 40 foot. So, what are you doing? Are you taking stuff off? Are you leaving stuff behind? Are you just jumping into the water?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll take my gear off, and maybe just put my dagger between my teeth.
Pirate style, loving it. Okay,
Yeah.
you jump into the water. It is frigid. It is cold. And I imagine, Otto, you're there as well, and you probably get a good hold of Ogvar, ready to drag him down. You bob for a minute, get your breath going, take a big sup of breath in, and then dip under the waves. And Otto, you now have Ogvar. What are you doing?
I'm going to make sure I've got a good hold on him.
Okay.
Just using one of my tentacles, wrapping around his one of his legs maybe, and then I'm going to immediately swim down to where I know that door to be.
Okay, so with 40 foot movement, you're going to get there in one round. You wrap the tentacle round him, and you shoot down. And
I get visions of one of those blow up things that you see outside businesses where they've got the long legs and the long arms and they just flap around.
yeah,
Where it just puts the jets of air in.
yeah, he's
See,
But it
we
kind
both,
of
we
does
both
that-
had our arms in the air there.
It's like a massive
no one could
Mexican
press the
wave as he
screenshot
goes
button.
down. Yeah. Oh, funny.
yeah. You get towed along by this octopus as he dives towards the floor, and Otto, you do hit the floor with a gentle thump, which sends dust and silt scattering around. But Ogvar, you too can see this structure in its full glory now. What are you doing?
I think he's going to sort of move across, paddle, swim, whatever it is,
Yeah.
across and put his hands. Well, he's going to take the knife out of his mouth, put one hand on the door, and go.
Brilliant.
Okay. With that, you can have a inspiration reroll for that. Thank you very much.
Okay. Nice.
And you see a handle appear on the door in front of you.
Okay. So, yeah, I will grasp the handle and just see how easy it is to pull, whether the weight of the water's against it or whether it comes open easily.
So it clearly opens inwards, because as you turn the handle, the pressure of the water blasts into the room beyond. You are forced inside along with it. Otto, make me a fortitude save, please.
I'll just let myself be carried in, if that's easier.
Okay.
No problem.
Whee!
Yeah. So you've got this this effect where the door blasts open, the water. There's almost this moment where it hangs and then it bursts inside. Ogvar, you have no chance to resist as you are flattened against the far wall, followed very quickly by a giant octopus who almost plugs the door up for a minute before finally being squeezed through, and you're then double whammied by more water and then this octopus which then squishes you into the wall. As you are...
This is where you turn around and go, sucker!
As you are now piled up in the back of this room, the door closes, cutting the water off, and the room is about half full of water, which begins to slowly drain out. And you can see inside this building, where you are stood, a space which measures approximately... if I can find the page where I lost it. A space which measures approximately... it doesn't actually say... oh no, hang on. 20 foot by 20 foot. And it is a square room. And it looks quite comfortably fitted. Or fitted with furniture. The water slowly drains away and things begin to dry up. And you find yourself stood in what looks like the living room of a very cosy bachelor pad.
Although a slightly soggy one.
Oh, nice.
I mean, the water actually begins. You can see the water evaporate and disappear, and it's got this magical effect where it's drying out. But when I say bachelor pad, I mean you can find. Looking around, you think, oh yeah, this looks quite nice. You know, there's a big squishy couch, a couple of questionable stains on it. There's like a table, and then when you look around, you start seeing the bits which are kind of more indicative of a young guy lives here. In terms of, you can see dirty plates piled up on the corners, coffee mugs which have got a nice little colony of mould growing.
GQ magazine on the table.
What do you know about that, Sam? That's interesting.
You see a nice, what was probably once a nice glossy coated magazine, which has aged a bit now, called Innistrad's Idols. Looks a bit saucy.
Oh no, are the pages stuck together?
Do you want to investigate that?
I'm not there.
You can see things which are clearly like bottles, empty bottles on the floor. You can see a dartboard against one of the walls, which has got a couple of darts stuck in it, but a couple more lodged in the wall about 3 foot away. It started to look like a bachelor pad, like a proper, like, scabby uni dump.
Oh, I think we could just end the podcast here. I think Ogvar's going to live here.
Open the cupboard doors and see if there are any cans of beans.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I probably need to go get the ladies. It might ruin the atmosphere, but we could probably do with them being here.
Oh, yes, I agree. I might go. Is there an upstairs?
Yeah, there are 3 floors to this thing. You can very clearly see. And if you want to explore more, you can just see again more of this. There's a bed in the one room which looks vile, to be honest with you. It looks ratty, disgusting, hasn't been washed in ages. You encounter a kitchen, and if you do open the doors, you can indeed see cans of soup and packets of something called instant ramen.
Ooh,
Are
there any sell-by dates on the tins so we know how long it was since he was last in here?
Yeah, I mean, you start looking for sell-by dates, and the boxes and the tins are so degraded that you can't actually see the sell-by dates.
Do I lift the can up and the contents falls out the bottom?
It's a bit of a dump. I mean, you go into the kitchen area and there's like plates piled up in the sink, but it's not normal plates. What it is, it's a famous uni trick of paper plates where you just don't bother washing them up, you just chuck them straight in the bin. Or if you do really want to wash them up, you can wash them up and use them again. But there's literally just stacks of paper plates, dirty
Sounds like
with
someone
food.
speaking from experience here.
Esther's going to go mad.
Well,
You say that's a uni trick. My wife's 36 years old and still does paper plates.
Just remember, this is going out on the pod, mate. He's only been married a few weeks.
did you not want to adjust that age down slightly, mate? Just, given you're putting it out there to the big wide world.
Nah.
You're a brave man.
I'll be back in a second, guys. 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay.
That's so funny. Their socks stuck to the walls.
Oh no.
Terrible.
Does this mean Elora's going to go on a cleaning binge when she comes in?
Oh, I haven't got prestidigitation. I don't have that
Say it
one.
again.
Prestidigitation. I would rather it was prestidigitation.
That's it.
Prestidigitation is a stupid word. It is just a silly word,
yeah.
isn't it?
Excellent.
Why have you got to have all those eyes in it, for Christ's sake?
Yeah, so it 100% looks like a bit of a tip.
Okay. Taking into context what the octopus said, I said, yes, okay. If you fetch the girls, I will. I'll go upstairs so not to get swept away by the water, and I'll come back downstairs when you're in.
Well, have fun. I won't be long. And
Okay.
I shall
Swim safe.
I'll try. And Otto will try and make his way back out through the door, which presumably is still open, and try and make his way back to
No,
the
it
surface.
closed, didn't it? It closed behind you.
Oh,
It
then
closed.
we need to.
But you can open it.
envelope
open it.
works.
No, it's got a door handle on the back.
Oh,
You
perfect.
just open it up. Again, you get this rush of water. You fight against the onslaught of water. Pop out. The door shuts behind you. Ogvar, you can hear the water
get this-
sloshing. Vaguely draining sound.
I get this picture of like all of his tentacles stuck on the door, grimly trying to force him back through it.
What Ogvar's going to do very quickly before Otto comes back, he's going to get all the plates out the sink and leave them in front of the front door to be washed.
Love it.
Brilliant.
And then run back upstairs.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
You find some cockroaches and stuff crawling around. The skeleton of what appears to be like a rat or a mouse or something. Yes, it's a bit grim.
Is Elora still sitting on the surface with her feet dangling in the water?
Yeah, she's still sat there. I think she would have been chatting quietly to Esther during this time. She'd have commented when a load of bubbles came back up and there was a bit of a disturbance on the top of the plant crust. Kind of like, oh, I wonder what that was. Bloody hell, what are they doing?
And
That sort of thing.
can Otto see quite clearly where, from the shadow, where Esther might be standing?
Yeah, I mean, Esther's standing quite close to Elora.
Fantastic. So I'm going to get just close enough, reach up through the plant crust, wrap my tentacles around each one of their legs, and just pull them down into the water.
Okay, they're both reflex saving throws for this, so
Could I attempt a
Elora
grapple check, please?
and Esther will make throws.
Reflex.
No, they're just going to get reflex saving
Oh,
throws.
spoiled sport.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is
will
a
do.
15 plus 10 for a reflex save of 25 for Elora.
Nice. Esther rolled an actual 20. So, yeah, you attempt to, but Elora, having previously had her feet roped, and Esther being kind of savvy to your perhaps your antics now, Otto, they both see it coming and they both kind of roll away across the plant crust to avoid you.
It would have been funny.
That just sounds looks sad. It's like there should be like some kind of Innistrad only fans. That's just.
Yeah.
An octopus with a foot fetish.
I don't know what that is. So.
So
Oh dear.
You might have to explain that one to me later, Sam.
you can do it now.
I could be cruel and tell him to go and search it, couldn't I? Oh dear.
So, with that having failed, Otto will, not so apologetically, just stick his large head up through the crust and motion for the two of them to come down. If they're ready.
Okay. Yeah. Esther kind of stands there. She goes, can you not bring it up, dearie?
I shall
I'm just thinking, if we brought it up, we could get it outside and open it up outside.
just bring my head up out of the water. Don't know if it works that way, but we'll figure it out. Come on down.
Off you go, dearie. I'll stay here and guard your clothing.
Are you not a very good swimmer?
No, dearie. I'm a fine swimmer. I just prefer not to.
Elora, you ready? You're going to put some clothes on first?
Well, I've already been
Slightly
down there
different now
once.
we've got the door open.
She's going to look at Esther. Do you want me to stay here with you, Esther?
What's your intention with that statement?
It's just a question for Esther. Does Esther prefer Elora to stay for company?
Oh, I don't mind, dearie. You go off and have fun.
Right. Well, she's going to stuff her clothes as much as she can inside her backpack. And then she's going to ploop back into the water again.
Okay.
And
Have you
she's
got
gonna
Orland
start
on your side?
Be a
Yes.
place to put your clothes.
Yeah, I have got Orland with me.
No.
I
Okay.
would have. Well, I would have stripped everything off. Well, actually, I would have stripped everything off, including all my bags and my backpack. I wouldn't have dived down the first time with my backpack. So actually, all my stuff would still be at the side because I haven't got back dressed again. So no, I wouldn't have my backpack or Orland with me
Okay.
because it would have meant putting them back on. So no, she wouldn't.
And Otto wouldn't think about it because last time he
So she's
heard
gonna.
anything from Orland, there was threats of biting. So
So she's gonna drop back into the water, ploop, straight through there.
Yep.
And she's going to start swimming down, but she'll reach out a hand to Otto and grab hold of one of the tentacles.
Okay.
At least she hopes it's a tentacle she's grabbing. She's not going to think about it any further. She's seen enough a couple of days earlier, thank you very much.
Excellent. Okay. So you arrive down at the bottom of the tower. And the door handle's still there. You open it up, and again, Elora, you are forced through the door, as is Otto. The door closes behind you, the water recedes, and you are left stood in this bachelor pad.
She's going to peel herself off the opposite wall, huffing and complaining. What the... Oh, God, what a bloody entrance that was. Oh, God.
you should have seen it the first time.
Right, what? She's going to stand up and look around. She's going to stand up and look around, take it in, and go, ugh! What the hell happened here?
As she says that, Ogvar shouts out, "What do you think, Laura?" as he slides down the banister in his pants.
In his pants.
Well, I've left my clothes at the top, haven't I?
I'll tell you.
Well, I was going to slide down in.
I'll tell you exactly what Laura was thinking. What is going on in his Laura's mind is, it's a damn shame that there isn't one of those acorn finials at the bottom of that.
And there's just a plethora of, like, paper plates as well now floating around the place. They're fucking everywhere.
It almost feels like I should be doing the same thing.
What's...
I mean, I can if it would make you both feel better.
Oh dear God.
She looks around. This is a mess. What? My God! Are you telling me this is how Jenrick left this place?
Well, yes.
Is it the same upstairs?
I don't know, I just sort of stood at the top of the stairs so I didn't get wet on the way down.
The space is really useful, but oh my God, look at the mess.
Well, I didn't have that long to tidy up. Otto was only gone about a minute.
Oh, and it stinks in here. What is that smell?
We don't know. There's a number of dead things in here.
Oh, this place needs fumigating.
As you look,
So,
and you're looking around, something catches your eye running down by your foot. It's a small cockroach which looks up at you, one of the antennae waving, going, "Hello!" and then runs off again.
she's just going to kind of kick the remaining water as it recedes, whatever. Oh, God. Where do you start with this place? Okay, so we're in here now.
Yes.
What now?
Well, that's a bit I've been thinking about. I'm not quite sure, because we've got to make it small to take it back up. But I assume we can't do that when we're inside it.
Well, so you got the password for open the door, I get that, and
Yes.
close the... Well, hang on, the door is closed and you never told it to close.
I assumed it'd make the door handle disappear, because when I said open, the door handle appeared, and I could open it.
Right.
So, is it worth having a look around, see if Jenrick left any notes here from his... if he's left the command word to make it
We
shrink?
could always try
Is
something
there
else.
like an office?
Okay.
I'm just putting this out there because we haven't tried it from the inside, and the door was locked before. But he's just going to say Codswallop. Codswallop. Just.
Ogvar shuts his eyes and grits his teeth.
No.
You all kind of stand there for a moment. Excuse me. You all kind of stand there for a moment, expecting something to happen. But all that happens is another cockroach runs over your foot, Ogvar.
Ogvar opens an eye and watches it. Just traces it across the floor.
It looks up at you and it's like, "Sup, mate?" and runs off.
Oh my God,
At
nothing
least our
is
roommates are
normal.
friendly.
Nothing is normal in this man's world. I mean, it's quite fantastical in one way, but oh my God. Right, Alora is going to pad her way upstairs, and start searching through the place. Let's. She's going to shout back down. Let's see if we can find a password somewhere.
Okay.
Intrigued by a possible new asset on offer, the team set off to investigate the underwater fortress, which had clearly not been a figment of their imaginations, a trick of the light, nor apparently had their eyes deceived them if what Jenrick had imparted was true. Skinny dipping and a failed spell was not the highlight of the sorceress's day, but nonetheless, Otto's octopus routine with a bit of braille to boot unlocked the way, and eventually everyone tumbled into the tower on a tidal wave of success. As always, thank you to all you wonderful listeners for being with us. Join us next week in episode 164. Hey, you made it this far, so lend us your ears for a moment longer if you will. Firstly, we are most humbled that you are enjoying our yarn, and the crew thank you from the bottom of their hearts for your patronage. Producing this podcast is incredibly hard work, and as such, if you would like to support us, there are a few ways in which you could really make a difference. Sharing links to friends and family helps to spread the word so others like you can find us, and in turn they too can enjoy the show. Equally helpful is leaving a 5-star review on Spotify and any other streaming services, which will help us immensely. Or, if you feel you could go that extra mile and contribute a few coppers to keep our creative juices flowing, you can hop on over to our Buy Me a Coffee page or drop us an email. We would all be immensely grateful for your support in any form. Lastly, we invite you to visit our website, where you will find information on our campaign from backstories to settings. Join our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter. All the links are in our episode bios. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and download buttons so you never miss the next episode. See you all again next week, folks.